Hey, I'm Jessica. If you love cars as much as I do, you're in the right place. From drifting car days to uncovering the world's most iconic rides, gear up and subscribe to Race with Jessica for non-stop car fun. Adventure motorcycles are no longer owned by the usual names. For years, riders were told they needed something tall, heavy, expensive, and European just to take on real terrain. That idea is finished. What's replacing it is a wave of Chinese adventure bikes that don't just compete with the big names, some of them outright beat them. These are the 9 best Chinese adventure motorcycles of 2026, ranked from great to best. And the gap between number 9 and number 1 tells you everything about how fast this segment is moving. Number 9, Benda BD 315. The Benda BD 315 is the bike you don't expect much from until it starts proving you wrong mile after mile. No massive marketing campaign, no famous badge. What it has is a quiet track record of riders saying they didn't think it would be this good and meaning it. A 300cc single powers it with calm, predictable delivery that never punishes mistakes. It doesn't rush, it doesn't snap, it just moves with the kind of steady confidence that wins riders over on long days and rough roads. The suspension soaks up the bad stuff without beating you up. The seat height is approachable, the weight stays low and manageable, and the reliability has consistently surprised owners who pushed it into places it had no business surviving and watched it shrug everything off. It's not flashy, it's not trying to be. Sometimes that's exactly what a rider needs. Number 8, Vogue 300 Rally. The Vogue 300 Rally is the bike that quietly outdelivers everything around it at this price point. On paper, it looks simple. On the trail, it shows you why riders consistently call it the best value adventure bike coming out of China right now. Its 292cc single thumps along with a friendly, usable power band that doesn't punish errors. It's not fast, but it feels honest, and in the dirt, honest matters far more than fast. At around 330 pounds, it's easy to manage in tight sections, and the 21/18 wheel setup gives it genuine off-road capability instead of just the aesthetic. Riders praise how composed it stays on gravel, how forgiving it is when the terrain gets unpredictable. Build quality runs well above expectations for the price, and real-world owners keep saying the same thing. This bike tries to help you succeed, not test your nerve. Number 7, QJ Motor SRT 550X Adventure. The QJ Motor SRT 550X is the bike that doesn't shout for attention. It earns it the hard way, old-school adventure thinking wrapped in a modern package. Less flash, more function, and for a lot of riders, that's exactly the point. At its heart is a 554cc parallel twin that favors torque and stability over top-end theatrics. It pulls cleanly from low revs, stays composed at highway speeds, and never feels stressed, even loaded with gear. It's the kind of engine built to last, not just built to impress on a spec sheet. Where it really shines is confidence. Weight carried low, chassis planted, suspension tuned for real-world abuse, broken pavement, gravel roads, bad fuel, long days. You don't ride the SRT 550X delicately. You ride it like a tool that expects to be used. Ergonomics are upright and relaxed, seat and bar position, making long rides feel natural rather than forced. Wind protection is solid, stability is excellent, and it carries that nothing here is fragile character that seasoned ADV riders recognize instantly. QJ Motor isn't trying to outshine anyone. They're proving something else, that durability, balance, and honest engineering still matter. For riders who value reliability over gimmicks, the SRT 550X quietly becomes one of the most trustworthy mid-weight adventure bikes coming out of China right now. Number 6, Zontes 350T. The Zontes 350T is what happens when a brand starts taking refinement seriously at every level. Everything on this bike feels tighter, sharper, and more deliberate than the price tag has any right to suggest. The 348cc single is smooth in a way that makes daily riding genuinely enjoyable without ever feeling snappy or unpredictable. It gives you enough punch for quick overtakes and comfortable highway miles while staying composed when conditions get messy. Keyless start, a clean TFT, and switchable ride modes all come standard. Owners consistently highlight the build quality and note that Zontes has stopped being the up-and-coming brand. This is a company that has already arrived. For riders who want a modern feel without modern prices, the 350T is difficult to ignore. Number 5. CF Moto 450MT. The CF Moto 450MT is the bike that made a lot of riders stop and ask, wait, that's Chinese? It didn't ease into the adventure segment. It arrived and changed the conversation immediately. At its core is a 449cc twin that feels bigger than the displacement suggests. Smooth, playful torque that makes slow trails feel manageable and fast pavement feel controlled. The gearing is friendly, the throttle is calm, and nothing about the power delivery ever feels like it's trying to overwhelm you. It's the kind of motor that makes long days feel shorter. Just under 385 pounds wet, light enough that you're not wrestling it, strong enough to carry real gear. The suspension, ground clearance, and ergonomics all land in the sweet spot for both new riders and experienced ones who want something capable without complication. Riders have taken these across mountains, deserts, and distances nobody expected. The 450MT keeps delivering. If this is number 5, you already know where the list is going. Number 4. Cove 450 Rally. The Cove 450 Rally is the bike this list would feel incomplete without. And there's a reason for that. This isn't rally styled, it's rally proven. Cove took this machine to the Dakar Rally, finished it, and put that same DNA into the production version. No marketing language, no borrowed credibility, just the real thing. A 449cc single tuned for endurance delivers calm, predictable throttle response, exactly what you need when pavement ends, and mistakes carry consequences. At around 330 pounds dry, it feels shockingly light for a full-size ADV. Long travel suspension, serious ground clearance, and a narrow rally profile mean you don't ride around obstacles on this thing, you go through them. Comfort is not the priority here, and that's completely intentional. The Cove 450 Rally is built for riders who care more about terrain than touchscreens. That focus is precisely why it belongs this high on the list. Number 3. Benelli TRK 702X. The Benelli TRK 702X is the bike that proves how far Benelli has come and how seriously they're now competing in the mid-weight adventure space. It takes everything riders valued about the TRK 502X and fixes what they complained about. More power, better suspension, sharper handling, a chassis that finally feels ready for real adventure miles. The 639cc twin makes smooth, usable power that feels confident on road and relaxed on long stretches. But what stands out most is how planted and solid it feels, a character you normally associate with heavier European machines. Yet the 702X stays manageable at low speeds and on tight tracks. Wide bars, long travel suspension, comfortable seat, strong wind protection. Built for riders who want big mile comfort without paying big mile prices. Practical, refined, and genuinely ready. Number 2, Vogue 900 DS. The Vogue 900 DS is the bike that made riders stop treating Chinese adventure motorcycles as budget alternatives and start seeing them as real contenders. Full stop. The 895cc twin built on a platform developed in partnership with BMW feels smooth, confident, and surprisingly refined. It pulls steadily from low revs without drama, stays composed under load, and rewards long-distance riding with ergonomics that are roomy, relaxed, and built for full-day comfort. The suspension is well-tuned, the frame feels planted at speed, and traction control along with multiple riding modes comes standard. The DS8 doesn't pretend to be a premium adventure machine. It rides like one. Number 1, CF Moto 800 MT Explorer. At the top of the list, the CF Moto 800 MT Explorer, the bike that proved a Chinese adventure machine could stand next to the big names and hold its ground without apology. Powered by a KTM-derived 799cc twin, the engine feels smooth, punchy, and composed under load. Whether you're carving back roads or pushing through crosswinds on a long tour, there's a maturity to this machine, a sense that every component was designed with real riding in mind, not just real specifications. The suspension is composed, the brakes are strong, the ergonomics are nearly perfectly neutral for long days in the saddle. Radar-assisted features, cruise control, a large TFT display, and serious touring equipment complete the package. It's not just competitive, it's complete. For 2026, no Chinese adventure motorcycle offers a stronger combination of power, comfort, and capability. This is the benchmark. If this video changed the way you look at Chinese motorcycles in 2026, hit that like button and subscribe to Race with Jessica. And if you think these bikes are crazy, wait until you see the video popping up in the upper left corner of your screen right now. Some of these dirt bikes were so dangerous that riders genuinely feared for their lives.